Welcome, 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 Flatter Dark City Live. We got the old man here tonight. Thanks for coming on, the old man. I know it's late. There's probably no one's going to be here. It's probably just going to be me and you. We got the old man here tonight.
All right, so fucking get on with the show then.
Well, the show's on there,
Well, you,
old
you
man.
called me out from under the fucking bridge tonight. I was having a good time. Said you had some questions, and well, I just cut straight to the fucking chase, man.
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right.
I'm
So, are
old.
you?
I ain't got time for this.
Well, I have you. Okay, are you still talking to Patty? I mean, we need to know some
I was talking
information.
to her about 10 minutes ago. She's doing fine. She's doing fine. we were talking about the good old days. Hey, it's always good talking to the shills, man. It's always good. You can reminisce and go back behind the scenes, and think about all the good fun times you had sacrificing in the woods and the whole one pant
Yeah,
leg thing, man, making the oath. I mean, that's good times, buddy. Right?
yeah. Speaking of
Tell me
that,
what you want.
so were you in Seattle, like when they were in the woods sacrificing?
Have
Uh,
you ever heard that song by, I think it's called Stompin' Tom Connors, where it says, I've been everywhere, man. Can't
yeah,
remember now. My memory's gone, right? But yeah, I've been everywhere, Johnny. I've been to Seattle. I've been to New Orleans. I mean, I've been on the balcony. I mean, I've been everywhere. I mean, I've been to all the greatest rock shows out there. My best friend Timmy Steer, man, like he takes me everywhere. I rock it out with Marley and all them guys, man, and Metallica and all that good stuff, man. So I mean, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
What was your question?
Just is Tim Steers DJ Tim Pratt?
That's that's privileged information, but I fuck it. Yeah, he is. Yeah, yeah. Well, I told you I'd be honest, right? So you know,
All right, all right. Well, all right, all right. Well, okay, we got the juicy stuff out of the way. So, did we wake you up, or like, do you need to take a nap, or like, because I know you're
no,
old.
no. I was enjoying a bottle of Hermit wine, man, under the bridge with Patty and the gang. That's what we do on a Sunday night. I
Are you?
forgot my effing flogging stick up there, though. I gotta go grab that, though. So. But I like you, Johnny, so I come down here to talk to you, man.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
hope it's good, buddy. I hope it's good.
Well, I had a list of questions. Something about Jesuits or Roman Catholic. Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I got it. I got it. So now that you've been hanging out with the shills, like, are you eating babies? Or
Lots,
like, I
lots.
mean, like, are you drinking your pee and all that? I
I,
mean,
I,
like,
I don't go without tea now, and I get a fresh supply every day. Every day. If it isn't Patty's, it's D. Murphy's, and if it isn't D. Murphy's, it's Rob's, and if it isn't Rob's, it's Dave. What's that? Robbie's Davison's, I think. His is premium. You have to pay with his. You have to pay for his pee with crypto coins, so I don't get it.
wait, you got to pay for their pee with crypto coins?
Yes, yes, just Robbie's, just Robbie's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
that was something like, do you, okay, so a friend of mine and I are like doing the Shill Awards thing, and I was like wondering, should we add Ronnie and, what's his name, Jason, or whatever those guys are? Should we add them to the show? What's your opinion?
I was talking to Ronnie and Jason tonight under the bridge, and I mean they're cool guys, man. They're smart as whips. They're good young fellas, Uh, I
Should we give them,
I asked them if they wanted the Shell Awards, but they didn't understand the humor in it. And they kind of bitch slapped me a little bit with the truth. So I mean,
well,
it's hard waking them up, It's hard. But yeah,
well,
I'd say
I'll,
give them one. Why not?
yeah, okay, good, good. Because you know what, oh man, I want you to be on the Shill Awards. Even if you can't make it, you're welcome to be a part of it. Just because you've been nice enough to come on my show twice, and I welcome you to be on the Shill Awards whenever it is. I think it's like December 20th. or something.
I got inside information that it's around the 20th, 21st ish.
I thought it was like the first of the year, but
But yeah,
um,
sure. If I'm not too busy, I'll drop by. I don't see why not.
yeah, because we're gonna need help, man. Like we need help with some of the presenting some awards. You all you have to do is come on and be like, in the award for the shill, the most satanic shill of the year. Probably IPS or Patty. And it's not that hard. You
Not
know.
that hard. Not that hard. They all
Yeah.
worked extra hard this year. I know that.
Yeah. And I've been thinking, like, if you have any ideas for nominate, like for categories, because
Well, I was thinking biggest shitbag award, maybe.
biggest shit bag.
There you go. Yeah, and then you can have another one called the bigger shitbag award, maybe.
That works. That works.
For the grand finale, have the biggest shitbag of all award. I don't know. I
Wait
like
a
that.
minute.
Keep it
So
simple.
there's
Keep it
only
simple.
four. So pop. I mean, I almost called you pop.
Pop. Don't
I
insult
mean,
me.
don't.
I'm a
Old
little older
man.
than
The
Pop.
old man. I'm
Okay?
sorry, old man. Oh wait. Okay. Pops isn't here. Okay. No
I
disrespect.
am only alive because I drink MMS every day, and that secret was passed on to me by my fellow Masonic shill Pops. So leave Pops alone because he keeps me alive. Okay?
Wait. All right, old man. You only have like five categories: the biggest shit bag, the biggest shitter bagger, and then like the biggest shit bag of all, and then the bigger shit bag of all the time. Like you need to have more than we need to
Yeah,
have.
that
Yeah.
sounds good. I like that.
We need to have more than five categories.
All right.
Well, like the
Um,
biggest, sham, like psyop. Like, okay, like what are we gonna give like an award to? Like, because everybody needs an award. There's certain people that need awards. We have to come up with categories.
well, who are we going to pay to throw the bag of firebombing shit at their doors when they win? Who are we going to pay to do that? We need to find
Uh,
somebody, right? We do. We need to find somebody.
well, there's a
So
couple people that like to travel. I mean,
I, I know a guy named Dan Pratt. He might need some cash. He could do it, but he's kind of on their team. But they like to fabricate stories. See, I know that from the
yeah.
seeing on the inside. They like to pretend they're arguing, and so he might do it for a little bit of Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, Dan will do anything for Bitcoin. He'll go to Houston. He'll go to Patty's apartment. Whatever you need to do.
Whatever. You just gotta light the bag and throw it at the door. Throw it on the doorstep, right? And then they come out and they stomp on it because it's on
Is
fire.
that is that the trophy?
That's the trophy. Right?
Oh,
We can
uh,
we can get FedEx to deliver it.
I think I
Maybe
like it.
Amazon can deliver it for us with their
I
drones.
I think I like that idea,
That's a good
old
idea.
man.
They're in Seattle, eh?
Yeah, old man. I got to talk to you know, my co my co-president of the Dark City and see if this is a good idea. I mean, like this could be a possibility. We could just have Amazon ship them drone shits on fire
I
as
also
trophies.
found an airplane. I found an airplane
Yeah.
for rent. Um, it's called the Fokker, and we can just put FE in front of Fokker, and we can put all the shills on that plane after they win, and we can just fly them into the dome.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
It's a red plane. It says Fokker. It would just take a can of spray paint. I can get the spray paint from what's that fella's name? That young fella, Mad Mike. I could get the
Yeah.
spray paint for him and paint my plane. He's got white spray paint from the fake rocket that he was painting. Left over. See? Left over.
Well, that might be a far drive. You might be able to get some paint at Home Depot, like closer. But um, yeah, I mean, we can definitely paint the plane that you want to buy. Flat Earth Fokker's plane,
I
and
already own the plane. I
oh,
own
okay.
it. It's in
Okay.
my backyard.
Well, I was thinking that you could like have it like remote controlled, and like you could just control it with an Xbox controller.
You could do that.
Yeah, and like we could get all the shills on there, and we could send them to somewhere. Do you think they'll hit the dome, or do you think they'll go into it, or just explode on impact, or?
I think they'll crash right into it and explode into a million pieces.
We don't want that to happen, though. Like, we don't want to hurt anybody.
You got to think logical, Johnny. You had Bob Nodal on your show. He told you if you fly that plane into the dome, it'll explode into a million pieces.
That could happen.
It will. It will.
Oh man. So, as an old man, like, what's it like? Dealing with all these old ladies in the flat Earth. I mean, like these old lady shills. Like they got all these old lady shills and like all these old people. I'm not saying nothing against you.
I've been so lonely lately. I don't know. Ever since this Dark City guy came out, seems all the old ladies want to go bother him and flirt with him. So I've been actually kind of lonely.
Well, you were at the Flat Earth conference. I mean, there's plenty of Flat Earth, ass there for the old men, for old ladies, cougars.
They all wanted Dark City. That's all they talked about at the conference behind the scenes was Dark City, Dark City, Dark City. I was quite jealous. But I love the guy, so what can I say?
There's nothing I can do about that, There's nothing I can do about it.
No.
I'm surprised you're not wearing your sunglasses tonight, old man.
I told you, I lost my sunglasses under the fucking bridge.
Oh, who were you talking to again? Are you in Seattle or where?
Yeah. I'm in Whitby, Seattle.
Whitby.
Something like that.
Whidbey Island.
Yeah, there you go. But no, I was sitting there and I was talking to this Jeff guy, and I passed him the bottle of my Hermit wine. He ran away with it. I looked over, and there was this butler running the other way with my sunglasses. So I just took it as a loss and came to see you.
Took it as a loss.
Yeah.
Hey, I respect that. And you came to see me, so that's even cooler.
I expect you to hit my PayPal links to reimburse me for that bottle of wine.
Yeah, anyone out there listening, the old man PayPal, I'll put the link in the description. Old man, pay the old man back his sunglasses and his Hermit wine, please. As soon as you can.
As soon as you can.
Yeah.
I want to drink this. I can't.
You can't drink the microphone, old man.
I better not leave it there either. It might make Mike jealous.
So, again, I apologize. You weren't allowed into the Flat Earth Conference. You were kicked out, but you are allowed in the Shill Awards. Like, you were allowed to come to the Shill Awards. I don't know how it's going to turn out because, like, I think there's only, like, 5 categories. Like, what is it? Shitbags, and then shitbaggers, and then shitbaggist.
The Shitbag Award.
Yeah.
The biggest shitbag award.
Yeah.
And the biggest bag of shit award.
Yeah.
3.
There's 3.
3.
There's only 3 awards.
3.
It's not a long show. Like, I don't know where you're
10 minutes. It'll be 10 minutes. But it'll be a good 10 minutes. A lot of shitbags. Oh, the little shitbags will be there, too.
So I don't know. Like, I was at the liquor store. I don't know if you're a drinker, old man, but I was at the liquor store earlier, and like, I was going through the beers, and like, I heard a whisper, like, from a girl. I thought maybe it was a vampire chick or something in the other aisle, but it was like, buy the demon beer, and I was like, what? And I saw the demon beer, and I was like, it was really expensive. I was like, oh, it's expensive. It's good. it's good. She kept saying it's good, and I was like, all right, I'll buy it. So I got this demon beer, and like I can't drink it. Like it's so strong. I don't know. I almost called you pops again. I don't know, old man. Like I don't know if you like whiskey or what are you drinking or what are you doing, man? Like are you just hanging out reading books or you got your Pampers or your Depends or
You got to clean the shit out of your ears, young fella. 'Cause I just got done telling you I was hanging out under the bridge with Patty Steer and Jeff and Glenn, and I got robbed of my glasses and my hermit wine, and then I came to talk to you.
oh,
So
oh. They robbed you of your wine.
they robbed me, buddy. Took the whole bottle. But I knew you'd hit my PayPal link, right? So I said, the
Yeah.
hell with it.
Wait. You knew that if I hit your PayPal link, you would leave the bridge with Patty and Mark and Gleffrey and them, and that you'd come and not. Well, okay, I sent you. $30. You can buy some
That's not
cigarettes.
enough.
That's 30
Need a
bucks.
pack of smokes.
A pack of smokes is like
Yeah.
$10, dude.
Yeah. And some zigzags.
Well, then you got 20. You can go get some beer.
I don't drink beer. I drink wine. I'm an old man.
Oh yeah, old man drink wine. That's right. Well, I'm sorry, old man. All right, so we need some more categories besides shitbag of the year. Like I was thinking about like Flat Earth Reset and like MGTV and like those people that claim to be like on the other side, but they just promote them. You know, like there has to be an award for them.
Shitbags.
All right. It's your show now, old man. Is there anything you want to talk about? Like, you can have the platform. Like, you ask me, you can interview me because, like, I'm out of questions. I'm on the satanic beer. What do you got for me, dude? Like, I don't know.
Questions, are you? You're flat out of questions. Typical young fella, eh? Typical young fella to call you from having a perfectly good time with the shills to come all the way to some dark city's house to go online in Seattle, after having a good time and then tell me you're flat out of questions. Well, let me tell you here, buddy boy. Let me tell you here.
Sorry, old man. Sorry. Tell me.
I don't know. What were we talking about?
All right, you left the bridge. You were under the bridge with Patty and Mark. Wembley. You're at Wembley.
Wembley Island. Yes.
Is it true that they blew up California with the death ray?
Well, it's true that if you expose the shills on YouTube, they throw you off the never-ending balcony. That's true. I've witnessed it myself.
The never-ending balcony, is that in New Orleans?
That's New Orleans.
Yeah.
I mean, what the main thing, I come on to talk to you, Johnny, is because I know that you like to expose the shills. And where I was, in with the shills for almost 50 years, I dated Pat for, nearly 20, and so I have information, I ain't going to be like this Adam Daughtry guy who gets in on the inside and then comes out and teases everybody. If you want the goods, I got the goods, right? Like Patty, and Mark. They're actually Mark is a girl and Patty is a man, but Mark isn't even a girl because he's another guy. It's really messed up. It's hard to explain. It would take a whole live stream to explain it.
So, are they a couple, but like
They used to
opposite?
be.
As opposites?
It was him and Patty and Dennis Sluka. They were like a triple, whatever you call that nowadays.
Okay. Was Dennis Luca Nathan Lift the Veil?
Nathan who?
Original Rogue Television, Lift the Veil
Is a shitbag.
is actually a female.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
If
And
you know that.
yeah, and Mark Sargent was born a woman and Patty was born a man, but now they had surgery and they were
Yes.
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 And
I had surgery on my nose, but it didn't work. See?
yeah.
So it doesn't always work. That's why you're still able to tell that she's a man. The big failure. That's why it's so easy to tell that Dennis and Mark are brothers, right? It's not hard to tell.
Yes, but if you're on the never ending balcony, is Tim Pratt there?
Tim Steer's there. No Tim Pratt.
Oh, okay. Tim Pratt's the DJ on the inside of the
Yeah.
building.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he runs the whole show there in New Orleans. Him and Weiss. They run the whole show down there.
The cemetery.
Dan Pratt are more Seattle kind of guys. They hang out in that neck of the woods. Right? Only when it's big shows are happening, big satanic sacrifices and rituals, do they all go to New Orleans and do it, what they do.
Yeah. It's kind of spooky,
It's very spooky now that you think about it.
Do you
In a
know?
Jewish graveyard, you get a tour. It's very scary, very scary.
Do you
Outside of
know?
YouTube, it's definitely the scariest community.
Do you know any spells or anything
I know
yourself?
all kinds of spells. I got you under one right now.
Yeah, I think you do.
Yeah. I sprinkled a little pee over my microphone before I came on and tested it. Makes you not like beer.
Wait, I like beer.
Makes you not like beer, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's working.
I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
All right. All right, hold on. Let me fix you there, old man. I'll take it off your screen. Give you a break. Here, stop presenting the old man. Wait. I thought you said you were going to take a.
I'm wearing Depends.
Oh.
So, yeah, I'm just getting tired. That's all. Just getting tired.
Did you just pee yourself?
I have Depends.
Oh.
It's not the same thing. Drinking pee and urine therapy are two different things. The way Depends and peeing yourself are two different things.
Yeah.
You'll learn that when you get older.
Are you doing like?
But I'm nice and warm now, so that's good.
Hey, okay, all right, good. I'm glad you're with us, old man. Like, is there anything you want to like tell us about Patty or about Mark? Or I mean, me and my friend, we're gonna need some help with this categories. Like, we need like more awards here. Like, besides shitbags, like you gotta help us, man.
Well, they're nice people. They're nice people. Patricia Steer does things like sending Sleeping Warrior out to porn bomb other people for her, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you just got to look at who worked extra hard this year, for an award. And so the different categories, it's hard to come up with different categories because I think they're all shitbags, right?
Yeah, I
don't think they're very good at acting. I don't think they're very good at anything other than lying. So maybe we could have like the biggest shitbag award, the biggest liars award, the fakest truther award,
Mm-hmm.
There's all kinds of different things,
Fakest friend, P. Mars. But I like this Silent Warrior one, definitely. Like, we need to give him an award for like,
there should be like something because I witnessed a crew of YouTubers this year actually fake a scene, a crime scene, an arrest, and a bomb threat. And I think a lot of work went into that production. So I think we need to honor that production somehow.
Yeah, definitely.
So what category? I don't know. I don't know. Best production of the year. I don't know.
Fakest,
Fakest.
fakest shitbag.
Now see, there was another gentleman I watched all year long, bum for money, for his power bills and for this and for that.
Uh,
And then he quit YouTube and went on a cruise. So I mean, we need an award for that.
oh yeah, that
Definitely.
kiss
Definitely.
my ass award,
Maybe.
probably
Something. Something.
something big.
Can any of the other shill protectors say that they've been on a cruise this year? Think about that.
Good point. Good point. Now you were saying earlier that they all get personal shit bags of fire. Like,
Personal flaming mows. I don't know what they're called, but yeah.
would that be Amazon or how would that be?
We will get the Amazon drone to deliver them and drop them on the doorstep nicely.
That
I
would
think
work.
that's best.
That would probably work.
And of course, a warning to everybody this is only satire. But they still are all shitbags.
I don't think Amazon would actually deliver flaming shit bags or bags of shit.
No, of course not, Johnny.
Yeah, we'd have to hire like a troll to do that. Well,
gonna pass out.
It's been a good show.
Oh, that mask is hot, buddy. That mask is hot. Sorry to break the mood, but yeah. Whew. Can't breathe in that thing, man. Can't breathe at all.
All right, well, we have to figure out like nominees and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, okay. So, to get serious now, I suppose, I mean, the reason why I keep saying shitbag is because I want to keep the categories down to like, let's try to keep it like under 10 so that we don't have a great big huge list. But yeah, they all have to be different. I agree. I was just carrying on. And I still haven't really thought of any. I just can only think of situations that have happened that deserve an award. You know, I just am tongue twisted into creating a category for it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we can look at the Flat Earth Conference and just build off of that because of just how shilly it is and just how shilly all these people.
Definitely the Flat Earth Conference, yeah. That should be the highlight of the whole award show. But then there's a few couple extra, you know, situations that.
Oh yeah, well, there's a special like you said, the special Kiss My Ass Award.
And so we also have. I wanted to try to just a sec here. Grab some video clips like they did. I mean, even Simon Dan grabbed some video clips, right? So I was thinking about what video clips to grab, and that might help me to, you know, throw out some different category ideas once I see what we're dealing with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We kind of got a list of the nominees. I know I forgot a few people, so we need to write those people down that I forgot. And I can make flow charts, so that might help, right?
Yeah, the flowchart thing is cool. I don't know why Eric Dubé's been so quiet. Like,
I know, right?
Like, I want to give all the big shows awards, like, for sure. Like, I want to give Math an award because he deserves one. Like, he's been
acting.
He's been working hard, you know. Like,
yeah.
And I almost feel like Eddie Bravo or whatever, like, Beyond the Imaginary Curve, and like all those people deserve some awards too, because even though like we're not, like, there's probably people that we're not paying attention to that deserve awards.
Yeah, Simon Dan is one of them. I mean, he worked so hard on making a Flat Earth Shill Show award.
Yeah.
And nobody does it like we do it.
No, I mean, but that's why I kind of want to be like a little more organized. Like last year, like, man, we had so much information like prepared, and like it was good because we had like all the names and everything. And I don't know if you remember how it went, but
I kind of do. I found that really hard.
No, it is hard.
To all the names scrolling on the screen, and then but yeah.
Somehow you pulled it off though, or we did. And like I feel like it was on 2 channels last year. Like I don't know how the fuck we did it.
So to do it on 2 channels, I would have to go live on mine through OBS, and then I would have to your channel wouldn't show as, I suppose it would if you screen shared, maybe. If you could screen share my live stream on your channel and talk to me through Google Hangouts, then it might work. It should.
Might
be a lag on your end for 30 seconds, but it should work.
I would just screen share your screen. That's all.
We'll have to test run it. Yeah, we'll have to test run it. So what's today? Today's the 9th.
So you're wanting to do it on the 20th. I thought it was on the 1st of the year. I thought it was.
We can do it on the 1st. I can change it up. I can change it up to the 1st.
Isn't that when we did it last year, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Christmas, like that's when OG Rogue and all that shit went down, and then the next day or something, the day after, we did the Shill Awards.
Yep. I think it was New Year's that we did it.
Yeah.
I just don't like asking anybody to give up their New Year's or their New Year's Eve to do something when they could be going out and doing something. You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
So I leave that up to you if you want to volunteer your New Year's. Sure. I'm a stay-at-home dad, so I'm here.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to do, man.
Yeah. The categories won't be hard once we get all of the nominees listed. And there's already a bunch. And I forgot a bunch. So
yeah, I mean, I would think we could do it like on that day. Like prime time would be like go off the East Coast time, so it might be early your time anyway.
Yeah,
and then
East Coast is 4 hours ahead of me.
Yeah, so like we could just go like or like we just do like 8:00 Eastern.
Yeah,
and then go live with the Shill Awards, and then we could both be done by the time it's time to party anyway, you know.
Okay. So I got an idea. So since this is going to be a different Shill Show Awards, also it's Illuminati confirmed, right? That's just like a side joke. It's what it is. But yeah, I'm confirming that all of these shills are Illuminati shills, man. Like they're Jesuit shitbags, man. They're working for somebody. They're agents. They're infiltrators, right? So maybe we could give out like the best. I don't know, the best. I know one is best flat Earth flip flop, right? And
I like that one.
That could go to a few people. We had that one last year.
Yeah.
There is. I'm going to try to stay away from all the acting categories because that gets deep. That goes deep. But best performing actor, best scam artist, best.
Oh, I know who that was.
The most threatening.
The most threatening.
The shilliest Shill Award. You know,
shilliest.
The best double agent award.
Double.
Right. I'll start writing these down over the next few days.
Double agents act like they're with the group, but they're actually with the other group.
Right.
So
exactly.
I have a few people in mind that would fit perfectly, but I just don't want to Say it.
Well, we'll talk about that behind the scenes, and I will make flowcharts for that. I'll put the award at the top, and then I'll flowchart down below the names of all the nominees that we got.
All right, so let's write these down. Flip Floppers, the shilliest shill of all shills, shitbags. And the last one you said was
the best double agent, or the worst double agent, because these people ain't good at what they do, right?
Yeah. I mean, I would probably give the worst double agent to Zero Infinity. Oh, wait, no, he's not supposed to win an award. That's right.
No, he's not going to get an award. He didn't troll hard enough this year. Not hard enough, Zero. Takes a couple years to get a shill award, buddy. A couple years of hard work.
Yeah, he's not that shilly.
No. But I had a talk with Zero anyways. I think we're okay, you know.
But the biggest scam artist, okay, like Dan Pratt is probably the winner.
I don't know, man. Did Dan go on a cruise?
It's a good point. That's the catch. That's one that I'm like gonna see. I'm anxious to see like who's gonna win that one because biggest scam artist. Okay. I mean, because Matt Powerland could be nominated for that.
Best bad cop routine. That's your idea.
Oh yeah, Flyer 3 said.
There you go.
MGTV.
Well, I got a few people in mind for that too. So
Flatter Fokker too, man. He acts like.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Tim Osmond.
Shh.
Oh yeah.
Logan Paul.
Oh, see, that's a different category.
He needs an award too. Yeah.
Fake. Dick Ryder.
Best Flat Earth infiltrator is.
Flat Earth infiltrator. Yeah. Best Flat Earth infiltrators. That's a good one.
Where's Pops at tonight, Johnny? Where's Pops and Bob been, man?
I don't know. I was gonna see if like you wanted them to come on for these shill awards. I figured they would be.
Man, I have everybody. I don't care. Listen, I'm willing to go on people's show. I'm willing to have people on my show. I'm not, one of them people. I'll even have Jeff on if he wants to come on. You know what I mean?
I figure we'll do it during the day so like everyone can get it over with and like go party after.
I'm a grown man. I'm not scared of none of these people.
Even if it's just me and you, man, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no. Even if it ends up just being me, right? It's still fun.
I'm not gonna let that happen, buddy.
Just for a little bit of fun. That's all. It's a going out party. But I don't know, man. I'm kind of liking Dark City, so I don't know. I might keep going with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like it. There's so many strangers out there that I could, report on.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. I mean, it's a battle, but I think we're just scratching like our last like thing right now. It's kind of weird.
That's why I did that video today of John A. trying to, I've always trying to take the channel in a different direction. I don't want to be constantly attacking people and that's not what I'm about. I never was. So trying to change the direction a little bit, but at the same time stay true to, exposing the darkness, exposing the liars on YouTube. I mean, what's wrong with that? Why aren't we allowed to do that, Johnny? What has happened in this world that supposedly is, free speech, where we're not even allowed to roast? That's what I'm calling it now, because that's basically what it is. We're making fun of people. There's all kinds of YouTube channels out there that do it, and there's all kinds of TV shows that do it, and it's funny, and it's not vile. We're not rude. We're not, but I guess they're so offended. Their self-esteem is so low.
But you learn a lot, though, don't you? You learn who is messable and who's not messable.
Yeah.
Like, who's not allowed to be talked about and who is.
Right. Right.
Like, you can make this joke about this guy, but you can't say this about this guy.
I know, right?
Why?
I know.
And like,
why?
Like you're telling the wrong people here, because like.
Yep. People gotta know that. Don't tell me not to do something. Right?
Exactly.
Unless it's like jump off a bridge or something. I ain't gonna do that. But I get told that a lot. But yeah, what is so bad about what we're doing? You know? And why aren't we allowed to talk about certain people?
Yeah, I mean, it's getting kind of weird, but here's the problem: we're getting better at what we do. So they're gonna have to make room, and we're just gonna have to find our place, because I think that we've exposed and we know something they know we know. So it's like we're at this point now where it's like, how can we fit in? You know,
Right.
And how can we keep going? I mean, it's like we go back to the same thing where it's like, how can we play game? How can we play ball? How can we play ball without feeling shilly? You know,
Right.
I don't know.
Well, I don't see a problem. I don't see a problem with going live with you and talking about subjects like, you know, Tartaria and the mud floods and other, you know, different things that are going on right now within the YouTube community that is exploring. I don't even like calling it a truther movement anymore, but you know what I mean. There's still things that we can cover. Just because it's been done on YouTube doesn't mean we can't sit and talk about it in our own way. You know what I mean? So there is always something there for us, and where we're not in it for money, at least not with Dark City and the Murdoch channel. I mean, I'm not in that for money, but we can sit back and relax and come on this platform and use it for free speech, you know, and I don't see a problem with that. But these people do.
I agree, and I'm excited about this new information. Or it's not that new. I guess it's a couple of years old, but it's pretty interesting. And I mean, looking at what they're doing now with California and like how they're doing everything, and like looking at old ass maps, and there's like countries and cities that were there, and then there's even countries in America or cities in America like that would just disappear. Now there's the Great Lakes there, like they just blew it up, and there's just like a big lake.
I know, right? I don't know if you've seen that South Bronx mud flood one I showed you, but in that
buildings.
The buildings, and then like halfway through the video, he starts talking about how in this fire in the South Bronx, all of the buildings burnt, but the trees weren't touched. And that right there triggered the thought, well, look at Paradise in California. You can see none of the trees are touched. And me and you have asked about that before. We've talked about that. Why are all the trees still standing? Right? Trees don't burn on a flat earth, or what? You know? It kind of gives credence to the laser, you know, theory. As crazy as that sounds, the directed energy weapon, if you want to boil it down, you know?
Because it only burns up certain shit. Like
microwaves.
I mean, you got to look at like the cars on the highway. Like they were all in a line, like they were in traffic, like they were stopped.
Yeah,
and they all just got zapped.
Yep.
Now, like some guy might say, "Oh, it's because all the people's houses they had their hot meat, they had their gas on. The gas, it's because of the chemtrails were covering the sky, and all the gas was just under the chemtrails, and it just burned." No, like
what? That's crazy.
No, I'm just giving you an example of like what someone might say, you know, like but no, like why are all the cars burnt to a crisp on the side of the highway, but everything else, like the telephone poles, the trees,
right? Why was it hot enough? Why was it hot enough, Johnny? I heard a story today that you shared with me. Buddy was talking about the road. The road was on fire.
Yeah,
but the trees around him weren't. But the asphalt was burning up.
Yeah.
Lit, full on fire.
And they heard on the scanners, they heard the chief of police was telling all the cops, get out of the cars. Like, get out of your car and run. Because in the car is where you're going to get fucking killed. Like, because they knew that the weapon was going to be designed towards metal or whatever it was that gets the cars burnt to a fucking crisp.
And these people in the interviews were also using words like vaporized. Right.
Yeah.
Like they looked into the cars and the seats were vaporized.
Man, they have video. They have videos of like they have videos of the lasers hitting and shit. Like I was gonna put a whole video together for those people that died because like it pissed me off, man. Like, how is it that we're gonna just vaporize our own people? Like this is like laser bombing our own people.
Yep.
In our own country. Like.
Yeah.
That's why, like I was saying at the end of that video I made, it's like, Trump, what's up, Trump? Like you're gonna let, like, who's vaporizing our people? Like you're gonna you're gonna let like all the dummies like just walk around and be like, oh yeah, there's forest fires and shit, but like all these truthers know and shit. I mean, like, what the fuck, man? You can't just say, oh, it's Hillary laser bombing everyone, or you know, like, where the fuck are you at, QAnon or whatever? Like, this is fucked, you know? Like, no, man. It kind of hurts my feelings, man.
Yeah, man. It's definitely messed up. But that's where this fits into the mud flood thing, okay? Because now the mud floods, from what I've heard from a couple people, were actually catastrophic events that were instigated by the elites to wipe out entire communities. The South Bronx fire and other fires. Look at how many cities in history have been burnt to the ground. Just the buildings, the trees and everything else are left standing. But look at how many times that's happened in history. This is like a reset for certain communities, for certain cities, for certain, you know what I mean? So actually the mud flood video I'm going to do is, it should be pretty good because I'm going to cover Halifax. Halifax, I know, I haven't looked at it, but I know is a mud flood city. I remember walking by buildings and seeing buildings half underground, half windows, you know what I mean? And then there's another thing too, is all these buildings and the doors in them, they're like 13, 14 feet high, Johnny. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of things that these guys are showing me that make a lot of sense, right? And then there's the whole Tartaria thing, this empire of Tartar, right?
So is that 1600? Is it 16?
Early? I'm thinking early 1600s. They're saying that these mud floods happened.
All right, but the 1400s is when everyone came over. But these buildings, though, they look older.
Yeah, and that's where the Tartaria Empire comes into play. Some of these people that are explaining this, I think, are trying to say that they think these older buildings are Tartarian, because Tartaria was a world empire back in the day. Now, we're told in some of the history books that Tartaria was just a piece of land, and they called it Tartaria, trying to discredit that it was an actual empire. But I showed you pictures today of different cities that claim to belong to the empire of Tartaria, right? So it was an actual empire that existed before what we have now.
So as a zombie or whatever, as a regular person, like, we could throw out this whole idea of like Christopher Columbus, America as what it was. It was already founded. There was already buildings here. There were already cities.
Right.
And they let the Native Indians, apparently. I mean, this is a...
See, the Native Indians, I think, are ancient. They're ancient Tartarian ancestors. When Tartaria was a worldwide nation, of course they would have came over here, because it shows on the Tartarian map that North America was part of the Tartarian Empire. So, and they were all from the Middle East. They were all Mongolian, people. Like, they have us convinced that, what's his name, Genghis Khan, was a Mongol. But Mongolia was a city of Tartaria. See what I'm saying? And Genghis Khan was the emperor of Tartar. That's what I think I've been gathering. I could be wrong on a few things. I don't know, but I think that's pretty much it, right? And so, did you know the word Genghis Khan? Genghis Khan means, I can't remember now. Hero of Jesus is what the word Genghis Khan means, right? And Genghis Khan's father had an interesting name too. I can't remember that one, but it had something to do with Christ too. So this was a Christian empire. The Tartarian Empire was Christian, right? And that shows itself over in Russia with, I mean, oh man, this whole theory is just mind-boggling. It's huge, Johnny. It's huge, and it branches off into so many different subcategories. It's just, yeah. It's definitely worth a show because there's not many people covering it. There is a few. Most of them don't speak English. Most of them are Russian. But yeah, it's interesting, definitely.
So they stole their cities, they stole the land, they stole everything, they killed them all.
Yep. They wiped out the Empire of Tartar. And that almost kind of goes along with my, theory of Revelations with the beast, the first beast. The second beast is going to slay the first beast. Okay, so the second beast, a beast is an empire, I guess, a nation. England would be considered a beast, okay? And it slayed the Tartar Empire, as far as I'm concerned. I think that might be, I don't know. See, I could be wrong, but it is biblical. There is some kind of prophecy that we're looking at here. Something happened. An empire was wiped out, and we're lied to about it like it didn't even exist when it was one of the greatest empires on earth. And they think the buildings over here that we look at that are all old, that have all the Greco-Roman, Babylonian architecture, actually come from when the Tartars were over here. And when the Tartars were wiped out, they let the land go for what? A couple hundred years, maybe, right? Until they could come up with enough resources to get back over here and populate it and rebuild the old cities, right? Because that's all they did. They just put roofs on these old buildings, right?
Yeah.
Restored them. Okay, that's what I'm learning in all these mud flood videos is that these buildings have just been restored, and that they were actually older than what we think they are. So the people that own them now are actually they all they did was redo them. They renovated them.
Yeah,
it's fascinating. It's crazy. People are like, yeah, right, but no, it's something to sink your teeth into. That's for sure.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm paying attention to it because it makes sense. I mean, like these buildings do look a lot older, and like they do look like they've been renovated and fixed up.
Oh, and then there's the whole free energy thing with all what we're told are churches, the old Catholic cathedrals with the big antennas on top and all the structures, and then it branches off into the star forts that are all around the world. And Halifax, the one I'm going to cover, has a star fort too. So another interesting thing about the province of Nova Scotia, Johnny, is the Appalachian Mountains run through there. But we're told by science that the Appalachian Mountains used to be as high as the Rocky Mountains, if not higher, but have eroded over millions of years. So you look at the map of Nova Scotia and you start to see that, yeah, it's quite possible that those mountains eroded, but not over millions of years, maybe over 100 years. And I think those mountains in Nova Scotia caused a huge mud flood, buddy. And that's where I'm going to go with it when I cover the Halifax story. Is that, it looks to me like those mountains just collapsed, buddy.
That's a good theory. It's a good theory because those
mountains and Halifax also is unique because it was also completely destroyed by fire and explosion, right? Decimated by the Halifax explosion. So it's, us truthers know that it looks to us like that they've been destroying cities like this for a very long time, right? They decimate cities. I don't know why. A reset, something? I don't know.
Yeah, the whole fires thing upset me, especially recently.
Yep. Yep. Because we're seeing what's happening, and it's not making any sense to us. And there's no way we can question the people that are giving us the mainstream narrative. We can't ask them why are they destroying the houses and not the trees? Because I just watched a fire down the road from me, and it was just one house, and it totally ignited the trees beside it, burnt them to a crisp. They were toothpicks. I've seen forest fires, wildfires, where trees are they're gone. They're just toothpicks.
Yeah, it was definitely an attack. It was definitely not just a regular fucking forest fire. That's the point.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pissed,
Yep.
dude. Like, I don't know. No one's saying nothing. It was an attack. It was like, this is war. Like, these people, like, killed all these people.
Yep.
Like, these innocent people were burnt to a crisp just because they wanted to fucking use their fucking direct energy weapon or whatever. And they burn all these houses up and shit. And
Well, think about it. How would you make a mountain move back in the day? I mean, how long have they had directed energy weapons for, right? And then
good
the whole
point.
sound thing comes into play, because some of these churches, it's been proven that their windows are the exact, replicas of some of these sound waves that people are capturing when they're laying sand on those tables where they put the speakers under it, and they capture the frequency. They capture a picture of the frequency, what it makes with the sand. So some of these windows in these old Catholic cathedrals, they're identical to these frequencies of sound. So are they sound weapons? And these Catholic churches, some of them are designed just like the inside of a microwave, man. Like, there's just too many things with this theory that just blows my mind, right? They look like sound weapons, man. So are they doing it with lasers, or are they doing it with sound? Don't know. Talk them to sleep.
Can you hear me?
Yep, can hear you.
Yeah, man. I had a device die on me.
Oh. Yeah, that happens.
But dude, this is a great conversation, because what if this tartar sauce is true? Like, it makes sense. But we're erasing German, like, this German history, like this Hitler shit, and like this whole thing, like before that, like, say it was before that, like, we got to think back. You were showing me pictures of these domes and the year 1500.
Yep.
I mean, we have to think about this time period, where these people are like, they're wearing robes as Greek, shit. Like, this is bullshit. There's a big fucking gray area around 500 years ago.
And look at that. Look at the Dark Ages, the time of period they call the Dark Ages. What happened in the Dark Ages, Johnny? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, there's this big fucking. They're going to show us some movie. Like, it's going to be a movie. It's going to be like this high production. Caesar,
Yeah.
Or whatever. Fuck, man. That's why we called you Brian Hannibal, man. Because Hannibal in our history was the only one.
Yeah, that took on Rome and won.
Yeah.
Even the Tartar Empire couldn't take on Rome. Right?
Even the Tartars.
Only thing we have left of the Tartar Empire is that sauce that goes with our fish, buddy. That's what they've reduced the whole Tartar Empire to. Sauce that goes with your fish.
Yeah, tartar sauce. Tartarian sauce.
Yeah.
So there's this question of when the maps were made, there was an area of America and Canada that that was blanked out because they said there was giants there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then the giants got pushed north. I think like what happened is they just kept getting pushed further north because they're so big they can withstand the cold or something to survive. And they go to like the area where it's not on the map anymore, which is the North Pole.
I know. And there's old maps from way back in the day that show the North Pole and show all the different continents up there, and it's just totally gone off our maps. The same person that made this map right here, the Mercator, this one, the one that we all use.
Yeah.
He made the same map that we seen the other day.
That has the North Pole.
At the North Pole, yeah.
Great fucking point.
So what happened? Right? We can trust Mercator, we're told, right? Where's the other map? Why didn't they make that map mainstream? We're going to have to go through the maps, on a live stream someday and look at them again. There is more land, Johnny. Matthew Powerland's deceiving everybody wanting to go south. South isn't the way to go. You want to find something. You want to go north because that's the land of the giants.
I agree. And the whole Mercator argument you just made, fucking genius. Like, come on, man. You can't go from showing these continents that are here one day and then like 10 years later they're just gone. Like, and then slowly, right. And like over the years they slowly disappear.
Right.
It's like they slowly get to him, like,
and they say the water rose, the oceans rose. That's why it's gone. But see, Antarctica froze over. We know there's land underneath the ice in Antarctica. It froze over, right? So whatever they're exploring down there, whatever shit-face Admiral Byrd went down there to explore, I mean, they found something, right? Hitler went to the Antarctic in Germany, you know what I mean? So there is something big down there, right? And it kind of makes a lot of sense when you look at the maps, But
yeah, like
up north, I mean, that's where the magnetic North Pole is. It's probably a mountain up there. I know the Bible talks about a spiritual mountain, right? That Satan took Jesus to the top of, where they looked over the kingdoms of the world, right? You can't do that on a ball Earth, buddy. You can only do that on a flat plane, right?
They always talk about these rivers that suck you into this whirlpool, and like you can't get out.
Wow. I haven't seen that yet. Must have missed that.
No, I mean, like, multiple accounts of like these rivers, like in between those continents, they have these passageways to the center. Like, I'm not saying that you get sucked into the center of the earth or something, but
like the hollow earth theory.
Yeah,
maybe you get sucked into Sheol. Hell.
I don't know, but then it makes me think about the lights, the northern lights. I'm not talking about weed. Not
yes,
BC.
Magnetic northern lights, the aurora borealis.
Yeah.
What we're told that is that it's magnetic interference from the sun. It's magnetic waves hitting the Earth's magnetic field, or solar rays or something hitting the magnetic field, causing that to happen.
Now, that's a bucket list. Like, when I was talking to the old man earlier, it's like, man, if you're that old, like, wouldn't you just want to go to the hollow earth and just get sucked in?
I'd like to go north.
Yeah.
Yep. I'd be the crazy fucker to do it too, man. I'd go.
Like, get sucked into the hollow earth?
I'd go. If I seen the hollow earth, I'd dive right in. Put my parachute on, I'd jump right in head first, and I'd say, let's go see what's down there. I'd bring my video camera with you. Yeah, and then a volcano. And
one big ass volcano.
There goes Brian.
No, I wouldn't let you do it. I wouldn't let you do it, man. I couldn't let you do it.
No, to go north, I think, would be something worthwhile. At least there's some sort of evidence to show that there's more up there more of a chance of sneaking up there as well. You know, I think. I think.
I think there's more of a chance to sneak past the military, like somewhere around the outside. Like they can't have like military everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it'd be
So
impossible.
yeah, there's got to be like an area where you can just sneak a supersonic jet, like get Patty and everyone, all the flat earthers to pitch in. We'll get a supersonic plane, and like we'll find like an area where the military's not there, and then like we'll just fly right by, and then like we'll slow down before we hit the dome, you know, and like we'll have a party or something. What are you doing?
I'm looking for the dome.
Oh, yeah, I don't
Google
know if
Earth.
you're not gonna hit it on Google Earth. There's no dome on Google Earth.
Look at this big crater right here, man. This big hole up here in the North Pole.
Oh, we're gonna look for the line.
Well, let's just look for anything.
There's supposedly a line that goes through the North Pole like area. This like real. Everything else
Yeah,
is
okay.
fake.
So that line you're talking about, it goes right to that crater that I'm showing you. There's the line right there. See it? See that line?
It's a
And the line comes from this island right here called,
yeah.
what's it called? It's the island with no name.
Yeah, so inside of the line is what it really looks like. Everything else is fake.
Right. Look at that. There's ice. There's
There's all kinds of shit.
ice in the line. Yeah. Is this like a little sneak peek of what's actually out there?
Probably.
Why would they have to cover this up? You telling me their big bad satellites only came across the North Pole once to get a tiny little line? You telling me that their big old satellites doesn't have a
They
bird's eye
probably
view?
have military ships like surrounding all the shit, dude. They probably have it so covered
Look
up.
at that. There's a couple islands here, man. They're pretty blurred out. Look. And they're kind of geometric in shape too. Square. Well, square. Little
The
narrow
fuck?
part here. That's probably a star fort, buddy.
Probably.
Probably. So let's go up the line a little bit and see what we got.
Wow.
Just more ice. Yeah, that could be just more ice, or it could be a row of little islands. It's hard to tell.
It's supposed to be North Pole.
This is up north. This is exactly.
This is that line, though.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the line. So we'll go back. And notice how it fattens down here. It's very skinny from the island. And the line goes right across the island, actually. It starts right... it goes right across the land. Still see it. Still see it. I think it's gone. No, it's still there. You can see it just barely. So it goes right across the whole land of... What is this? What is this? That's Russia. Okay, so it goes right across Russia. And it goes right up. What's this white spot here in the line? Let's see. It's more ice. Yeah, look at that. A perfectly square patch of ice.
Huh. A perfectly square patch of ice. That's funny shit.
Hey, there's two lines here, look. One line comes in and joins, merges with this other line.
What the fuck? Google Earth, you're glitched the fuck. Google Earth, you're fired.
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 And then the line disappears. It's very thin. Rejoin. Comes back. Huh. It's a double line.
Wow.
Not really a whole lot in it, though. Just a lot of ice.
Where's the center?
I'm trying to find it. It's a long line.
Is that it? The black spot?
Yeah. Oh, there's a little curve to it there. Did you see that? So it's not completely straight either. What are these things? And this is where I was saying the other day, it kind of looks like a tape measure, Johnny, because there's these straight lines coming up through it like a tape measure. And then there's some weird thing here, some blue weird thing with a line coming out of it going towards a black weird thing. But there's a few of those.
That is weird.
Yeah, just glitches, I guess.
It could be all part of the computer program.
And you can see when I move the mouse, the water moves separate from the line. See that? Focus on this right here, where the water's moving, where my mouse is circling. Focus on that, and I'll move it. And watch the tape measure. They move separate. So this layer is a different layer than this layer. They're separate layers.
It's trippy.
All right, let's zoom out. Johnny's getting bored. He's playing music. All right, so here's the end of the line. That's it. Why does Google Earth have a line going to the North Pole? Is it like pointing there? This is where you find the treasure. And then, to boot, see a mountain range here, kind of looks like a serpent. You know, just saying.
Where are we?
That's what that is. We're up north. We're at the North Pole.
This is supposed to be the North Pole.
It's supposed to be the North Pole.
Where are those four lands, like 4 massive continents with the center? All that's gone?
Yeah. It's all gone. Wiped out. So where was I the other day? I was... Okay, there's the line. All right, here we are. So I showed you this the other day, Johnny. You see this line going across and then down, and then it angles, and then it angles at a right angle down again. And then there's another line over here that ends in a...
That's the ocean.
Right? It's the bottom of the ocean, supposedly.
This is the moon.
Right? So what they want us to believe now, that this is the bottom of the ocean. This is nature. And nature is out there creating exact right degree angles that look like tracks on the bottom of the ocean floor that stretch for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles. And they're all straight and they all angle at perfect angles.
The fiber optic cables.
And then right here at the end of this line, there's a bend in it that is obviously man-made. Because it goes, and then it just goes and turns. See it? Can you see that?
It's old cities.
And then it turns again at another perfect 90 degree. And then it turns again and again. And it goes across mountain ranges. Okay.
It's Atlantis.
And those things that I'm looking at, they look like dimples. All right. So I watched a mud flood video the other day of an old road. And it had dimples along the side of the road. Like a kind of like a track. But it was, yeah, weird. But this line just keeps going and going and going. Is it an old road?
It's an old city. It's an old highway, dude.
All right, it ends right there. An old highway. There you go. So then you just keep looking. I don't know if we should believe this shit, man. It could all just be CGI, Johnny.
Well, I mean,
Right.
think about waters and shit. Like maybe the waters weren't there, and there was an old highway, and like there was a town. It was a Tartarian. Like they had tartar sauce and shit. You know, like they were kicking it, and like all of a sudden, here comes a flood. You know, like or here comes the fucking laser beam, or here comes, whatever we got to do to like fuck your world up, kind of
Yep.
shit.
Yeah.
Or
I like to look at this part of the map a lot.
Russia, and Alaska.
Yeah. I find this part fascinating. This ring here, this ridge of land that stretches across. They call the Aleutian Islands, I think.
That's trippy.
I know, and it kind of looks like a tail whips up here.
Why is it all like covered by like black? What is the black shadowing?
Yeah. And then there's these ripples, these mountains.
Or is that like it gets deeper ocean right there or something?
Yeah. That looks like a man laying down here. They got an arm and legs and his torso and his head, 2 eyes, a nose, some black out for hair, and then the horns coming off his head here. Creepy. It's just creepy.
I see a different guy.
But I mean, do you see a different guy?
Yeah, I see a whole different guy.
Wow, cool.
Like a bunch of guys like, wait a minute. Like, so this is the backside of Russia and Alaska. This is like no man's land, dude. There's nothing here.
No, nothing.
There's nothing there. This is fucked. Wait a minute. Fuck. I think we're about on a discovery right here. How's there nothing on the backside of the Earth? It's like No, but like you're right, dude. Like, okay, there's an island in between Alaska and Russia.
Right. See the fractals? Do you see the fractals in the mountain? The fractals that Buddy was talking about, right?
Oh, the electric impulses.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's crazy. The fractals they go right from the ocean. These are just rivers, of course, but they fracture out in what's called fractals, right?
But they're electric. It's like
Russia's interesting. I love zooming into Russia. Something else, man. You'll find towns in Russia way out in the middle of butt-fuck nowhere, man. Literally. Look, there's an airport out here. Way out here. Just to give you a perspective. That's Kamchatka. Okay, so Moscow. Let's turn the map here. Moscow's way over here.
Dark side of the earth.
Here's Moscow. Okay.
Where nothing exists.
Here's where we are. And this is why I don't believe the mainstream narrative about them discovering North America, Johnny, because it's just so close to Russia. And the Tatar Empire would be all over this. So that's how they got over here, Johnny. And that's why the Tatar Empire ruled this part of North America. It's because they only had to hop over a few islands to get here.
The Bering Strait. No one can get get past it.
Do you remember the time I asked you the question, how come the British didn't go this way when coming over here? And I think I found the reason. It's because the Tartars were in the way.
Tartarian. Tartar sauce. Danger. You can't go across the Bering Straits, bro. It's too dangerous. It's too much. It's too many storms. Like, you can't make it across. Like, there's no way. It's impossible.
Stop looking on the earth for new lands because everybody's already done all the exploring. You know, there's nothing left to explore.
And that whole
stop
bubble.
Looking.
the whole bubble on the right of the screen, like the Earth, like this is the dark side of the Earth. Like there's no land over there. Like what the fuck is going
Yeah,
on? Like Google Earth
over here,
tweak
right
the fuck
here,
out. Yeah, like just
right
scroll.
here. Yeah, look at that. It's just empty. What?
Just all of a sudden they went empty.
Only thing there is Hawaii. Look,
What the
oh,
fuck?
bunch of little islands here.
The whole ball idea is just out of fucking whack, dude. Oh, yeah. That's what's on that side of the ball. It's like the moon.
But look at all these tracks that go across the bottom of the ocean, supposedly now. Look at them. They're
Oh,
straight. And they
Oh,
all
shit.
center to one place, okay? So what do roads do into the center of a town? This looks like roads, Johnny, and they all center into,
Holy shit.
you know,
What
one
the
place.
fuck?
And it's right here.
That's tripped out, dude.
Maybe they're old ancient roads, man. I don't know.
That's trippy
Look at
as
this
fuck.
one. Look at this. What is this? Look at that big, almost rectangular looking square scrape. They're going to tell us these are tectonic plates, right? That's what they're
Man,
going to
that's
tell us.
trippy, dude.
Look at the ones coming from Africa, Johnny. Okay? Look at that. All right? Straight fucking lines, man. Okay, so let's go over to Port Royal. Port Royal. Oh, what is that? Look at that perfect square in the middle of the ocean. Looks like an old farm or something. Looks like kind of like it's been scraped or mud flooded or something.
Dark side of the earth.
Wow.
New land.
Look at all the scrapes, man.
What the
them all.
fuck?
Look at all the crisscrossing lines. What is that? Geologists won't explain this. Google Earth won't explain it. But we'll go to, where did I say? Fort Royal. Port Royal over here in Jamaica. Okay, Kingston. Now, supposedly, back in the day, this whole... Where is this? Let's go.
Dude, what do we do? Like lines all over the fucking Google Earth?
Just roads everywhere, Johnny. Just roads everywhere.
Jamaica.
Port Royal, Jamaica. Here we go. Buckle up.
There's a road
Right,
from
so it's
Jamaica
right
to...
This whole place right here sunk into the sea, man. It was where all the pirates and shit hung out back in the day. I mean, people have wrote stories about this. Jesuit priests have wrote stories about this town being like so wicked, and it just collapsed into the sea, buddy. Right? So we know it's possible. Whole cities can collapse into the sea, right?
Yeah.
We witnessed it, right?
Or get burnt to a crisp.
Back to the dark side of the earth, where no man has gone before.
Dark side of the earth?
More roads. We got an S.
Shit.
Look at the S we got here. Look, we got a snaky S right here. Look.
Where you going now?
I'm on the dark side of the earth, man.
Oh, shit. There's a highway there. I see that highway.
Yeah, there's a highway stretching right
in the
across.
ocean? That's a highway in the ocean?
You know, there's a side road here. Goes off into the little town that you... Look at this one right here, man. Look at that. Look at that big square area. Ancient town.
Wait a minute. There's a town in the ocean?
Look at that. It's squared right off, Johnny, like a fucking...
Oh, it's a triangle.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Yeah, wow.
Oh,
Triangle.
man, there's a whole town. They had like a whole field. Like, I see corn.
I see corn, too. I see corn, man.
Hey, we're in the ocean on Google Earth here. It's like towns in the ocean. Straight lines in the ocean. It's kind of weird. Is it the fiber optics?
Yeah, it's the
Maybe
fiber
maybe
optics,
it's the
dude. They just laid fiber
yeah
optics like billions of times across the earth.
yeah that's what it is.
But looking at these lines, kind of reminds me of these lines here. Look, I'll show you. Whoa, no.
Hey B, what are we trying to achieve here?
I don't know.
They're asking you in chat.
Oh, I don't know. What are we trying to achieve, man? I'm just talking with my buddy Johnny.
Dude, if you zoom in on the ocean, you're gonna find town like straight lines in the ocean. That's the point. Like, there's
All right.
civilizations that were existing in America and other places that they lied to us about in history.
So check this out. Who gives a fuck what they say in chat? They're all strangers anyway.
Okay.
So what it reminds me of is look at these lines on the map here in Nova Scotia. Okay, there's a big straight line going across the province, and it goes down into this little place called Atlantic Playland. All right, it's just a little place to play. We'll zoom in. It goes into a subdivision. Goes right across the subdivision, and it just ends. Okay? But you follow this line, and it branches off to another line. And then you see another line. Other lines going across. Okay, so if Nova Scotia got flooded, wouldn't you see these lines? And don't they look like scrapes? Kinda. I know what these are. They're power lines. That's what these are. But they stretch right across the province. And I've shown you guys before. They make no sense. Okay? Like, look how this one branches off. Goes up. But this one here keeps going. But it breaks off right here. So it goes across this whole gully here, this water. And then it continues on. And it branches off again into probably a substation. Yeah, that's a substation. They won't give us a view of that. Oh, the station. So that's how I know they're power lines. So they all go to this, keep on going. And then they join up again over here, that line that branched off. Right? I don't know what I'm trying to accomplish here. I'm just showing you something. They look like great big long scrapes. Nova Scotia was flooded. So maybe these straight lines are power lines. I don't know. Because we know pre-flood, you know, pre-flood,
Wait.
the whole earth was inhabited. There was a lot more land back then pre-flood, right? So, and I believe that they had electric technology back then, right? They did. They had it.
So you're zooming into the ocean outside of the country, and you're finding these straight lines.
Yep. And look at these lines here. Look how they're all crisscrossed. Like a tractor went through or something and kind of pushed a bunch of dirt aside or something. Big tractor marks or something. I don't know. See how they all crisscross like this, though, man? Like, what the heck is that? Is that a big runway or something?
It's interesting.
And then there's this one. It's got 3. Boom, boom, boom. One coming off each. You know. And they're everywhere. They're all over the earth, man. What's this long black line here? See, you can tell the difference between mountain ranges. You know.
So there definitely was floods. A flood. Multiple floods.
It was a flood, yeah. And a lot of land was wiped out in that flood, too. Right? A lot. This road goes right through
Let's
Bermuda
try to find
and the Dominican.
Let's find the triangle in Bermuda that they found.
Bermuda Triangle. Where is that? That's out here somewhere, isn't it?
To the right of Florida, yeah.
Let's see. There it is. There's the Bermuda Triangle. And of course, it's surrounded in a triangle.
That you can see the tracks.
Triangle.
Yeah.
And yeah. Tracks make a triangle. And then there's another triangle. and another triangle. There's three triangles there.
But if you zoom in, you can see the tracks. Like there's actual like roads, highways, and shit.
Look at that, man. Maybe that's where boats went through, divided the waters.
Yeah.
That's what they'll say. Well, when the satellite was going over to capture this Google Earth image, there was a boat going across, and it parted the waters. Now, see, you can see that's... How come the ocean down here isn't moving? But look at this. The ocean up here in the Bering Strait. Where was it? It was moving. Hang on. There's those islands there. We were somewheres and I was showing the waves were moving. Hey, John, you remember that?
That was cool. Like, I don't know how you did that.
I don't know how it did that either. But yeah.
But right here is weird. But this is a weird area. This whole Russia. It's like it cuts off and then it does this weird shape with this dark shading. Like this heart shape thing. It gets cut off right there. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a lining. And then all of a sudden it goes into like nothingness.
You're here?
Yeah.
What are these marks? Abundant sea cucumbers in the Arctic deep sea. No lines up north, though. You notice that? Really?
Abundant sea cucumbers. What the fuck? That's trippy.
And what is this thing here? Like, weird. It's like rays coming off of a little point here. See that? See the rays coming off of it?
Hold on, give me a second.
Wish I could doodle on this, man. I think Tom was just jealous that I had a professional microphone. I don't know.
Maybe he's jealous, or she.
Another mountain range.
But we do see that electric pattern. What did you call it?
Fractals.
Fractals, yeah. I see it everywhere. It's crazy. There's the dark side of the earth.
All right, so let's go. Fuck it. I'll go to Nova Scotia. All right. So this right here is where the Appalachian Mountains are. Okay? In Nova Scotia. These are old mountain ranges called the Appalachians. They stretch right from, they go right through North Carolina, South Carolina, right down the U.S.
Yeah.
You know,
West Virginia.
Everybody knows what the Appalachians are. So I don't know if I really see a whole lot of mud flood stuff with the Appalachians, but I do see some sort of evidence that water once went through this valley. Kind of like you see how the water comes up in this arm, this panhandle here. It comes up in that. I think the water went right through there. And that would wash the Appalachians out. Okay, so and if all of the Appalachians got washed out from the flood, where would the mud go? Well, it would flow down the path of least resistance and into this basin that we call the Bay of Fundy. Okay, it's got the highest tides in the world. Okay, this bay right here, and it is absolutely covered in mud. All right, at low tide, you'll see it. It's called the mud flats. Look at all this mud. It's just
Wow.
mud. Okay, that's all it is mud. So all this mud was washed down off of the Appalachian Mountains. Okay, during this catastrophe that they say happened. All right, and then it would follow what? The path of least resistance. It would go down the rivers first, the mud would, which means it would go into all the different little communities and everything, right? And if the Tartarians lived over here and had buildings built, then they would be flooded out. So you can tell that water has and mud is just absolutely caked in the mouth of this river here. Absolutely caked. And the tides here are so high and they come in so fast, they have a thing called the tidal bore. So the tide comes into this Bay of Fundy and it hits this neck here so fast that it causes like a 2.5 foot wave to go up the whole river. People call it the tidal bore. They surf it and stuff. It's fun. So the mud would go down all the rivers and it would reach all the lakes and then it would reach towns in the cities. So we'll go to Halifax and you can kind of see, you know, the geography of Halifax. It kind of looks like the water might have been, you know, reached quite high at one point. So we'll zoom into Halifax and see if we can get down to the streets. There's a Star Fort in Halifax, which, by the way, they have no pictures of being built,
Oh.
but they say it was built by black loyalist slaves. This here was built, they say, by black loyalist slaves, but they have no pictures of it in a time when they took a lot of pictures because cameras were new. All right. So that's the Star Fort. But you'll want to look at the buildings down here along the shore. And here's an old building for us. This is City Hall. And if you get onto the other side of City Hall, I might have to go to maps for this. You can see that it's built on a slope. It's on a hill. And if you know Halifax at all, this building is half underground, Johnny. Like the first 20, 30 feet of this building, there, you can see it right there. See? All them windows down there, they're below ground. And then you come over here to Prince Street. See how sloped it is? It's not hard to tell. Now, this building here is called the Metro Center, and it was built properly. It's not half underground. Well, it is, but there's no windows or anything that are half covered. You can tell it was built in modern times, right? Same as this building over here. You see how it goes in to the underground, up the hill? Okay, so now we'll go down to the older part of town, and I'll show you some of the older buildings down the street here.
Yeah, I saw that one church or whatever. I was like, okay, there's one.
How do I get back up?
Mud flood, is flooded with
And yeah,
mud.
we'll have to use Google Maps if we want to do a better mud flood video, and I can pull up other pictures of Halifax too. So,
or we could just show them zapping homes in California just with a zap machine where they can just zap houses like zoop, done. Cars, all the cars in the traffic jam, dead. Now we're in Google Earth Paradise. This is the Google video game of your dreams. We will zoom around the Earth and find your next destination on the fly.
So there's the Star Fort in Halifax, and then there's this fort up here in Lewisburg. Great big huge thing. But it don't really look like a star, I don't think. But of course. Well, yeah, it does. Look, there you go. There's an old Star Fort. See the points? There you go. So another one.
They're all over the place.
And this was supposedly built by black loyalist slaves as well. I don't know if I buy that anymore. No pictures, of course. No paintings of it, you know.
Mm-mm.
So here's Newfoundland. Let's see here. And I always wonder why, you know, look how easy it is to get over here to North America, okay? We're looking at the North Pole. This is Greenland. You could hop over through the Bering Strait. You could hop over here through Scotland, across over to Iceland, down to the tip of Greenland, or to one little town on
Nope.
on Greenland, you know, and then
Not
straight
allowed.
over to Newfoundland, you know, straight over to Newfoundland. And I believe the Tartars went that way as well, right? The Europeans had to take a weird route. They had to go down through Africa. Sometimes they left Africa. Sometimes they left up here to go down into Jamaica. Like they stayed away from up here, you know, for a bit.
Yeah, they got a good point there.
And you're telling me it took them. This is called the Northwest Passage right here, that goes through the Northwest, through Baffin Island, and this is where the Franklin expedition supposedly, you know, shipwrecked and died and got lost. I don't know. I suppose it's in the middle of winter, it'd be a different story. But when it opens up, you can sail right through here. I don't really see how you could get lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could get right
It just
through.
makes no sense. Their main story, their narrative doesn't make any sense anymore to me. Right? And I've been to the museum that hosts the Franklin expedition. What do you call it? I'm so tired, man.
Me too. We could do a show this week. We got to prepare. We need to get nominees for the show
Right.
awards.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get at that.
We need to have a show with Bob and Pops, to where we can like get together and make a date and all that. But I mean, they're flooding our cities. They're bombing us with microwave lasers, and there's nothing we can really do about it. I mean, except for do a YouTube show, call them
That's it.
all, you know, Dark City Strangers.
What are you hoping to accomplish, Johnny, from a faceless, you know, troll? Got a question. What are you trying to accomplish?
Well, I mean, I'm just here doing a show because I can, you know, because we can.
That's it, man.
And because they don't have a buddy that wants to go live and just talk shit, then that's their loss. Luckily, I got a buddy that I can go live with, and we can just look at Google Earth and look at tracks in the ocean and just have a good fucking time. And unfortunately, you can't. Like, but we can, dude. Like, we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Doesn't that looks like the moon, man? Look at that.
Yeah, dude. I'm
Kind of looks
telling
like the moon. What is that? Ice? This is trying to make that ice. Is that ice? That must be ice. Yeah, little square pieces of ice floating all over.
those are little parts of ice, dude. Like, you can't get your truck and drive over that. Those are like pallets. Those are Dan Pratt pallets of ice.
What are you trying to accomplish, Johnny? Come on, man.
Tim Pratt, Dan Pratt. Oh wait, never mind. Can't say that. Pallets of ice. Dan needs food. Drive money again.
I'd like to know why Google Maps is so secretive about what's going on. Look how they obviously blur things out, man. Look at that. You got this blue surrounding this little patch that they're letting us peek in on.
That's the way it looks, dude. Like that's
man.
That's unfortunately we have to do that, you know.
Well, unfortunately, I can't afford my own satellite, you know. It kind of looks like mud flood, doesn't it? Look at how the lines go, the geology goes. It flows, see? There's a flow there. There's a flow.
Mud flood. Fucked over. Laser bomb.
We got some circle, square, some circle patches of ice, and some square patches of ice. You take your pick. You can have circle or square. Masons like circles and balls, so I prefer circles. You know.
Is that supposed to be ice?
Here, look, they're giving us a peek on this nice green piece of shit. More mud flow. Look, flow. See all the flow?
Flow.
Bad time of the month for that island.
What island is that?
I don't know.
He's out in the middle of nowhere, mud flooding it.
Yep. Doesn't have a name. Full of mud.
Hey.
I gotta find Russia again, man.
All right.
I think I'm gonna walk to Russia, buddy.
Yeah, from Florida to Russia, or I mean Africa. You're a lot closer. Like you probably could walk there.
Look at all these pock marks in the earth, man. Over here. Look at this, man. See all them lakes?
Yeah,
That's insane.
that's a lot of lakes.
Look at a lot of snaky rivers too. See, most rivers take on the form of a snake, right?
That's Russia.
Yep. But then there's some rivers that take on the shape of fractals. Why are they different? Right? And see, science should be all over us because we're asking good questions. Fucking geniuses. What's the difference between, these fractal-looking rivers and these snaky-looking rivers? Right?
A whole shitload of lakes.
Yeah, man. But Russia's absolutely huge, man.
Fractal.
Look at that. Just fractals, see? That'd be creepy if I zoomed in on like a big high-tech military base or something.
Probably will.
This tab on. Let's see. Yep. Okay.
I think you just chant Google Earth and like they send you like to the precise location.
Look, airport way out here, man.
Fractal.
Airport.
Google. Fractal. Google. Fractal. Google.
This town,
Airport.
way out in the middle of nowhere, got a huge airport.
Oh shoot!
Look at
I'm
that.
gonna live in that town.
Look at that.
They got like a gas station. They got a river. They're good. There are no roads leading to your destination. You are fucked in the middle
Right
of
here.
Russia.
Way out in the middle of nowhere. Hey, look, Tomsk. We'll go there in honor of Tom Tom. Let's see.
It's probably
Tiny little
frack.
town. Tiny little town. Tiny little thing. Look at that.
Go to his gas station.
Look at all these wavy rivers, man. Look at that. That's insane.
That is trippy.
Now, see how these roads go, Johnny? See how this one intersects with this one, right? And this one stretches straight across and then bends. You see that? See how these roads here kind of, they bend and bend and then they bend and then they bend, but they're actually, pretty bendy. But
Yeah.
that just so looks like the bottom of the ocean, right?
Mm-hmm. Like a perfect line.
Yeah, man.
It's just obvious now.
Now, here's another fine example of mud flood. What I think is mud flood. You see this big green stretch? It goes right across here, how wavy it all is. And then the snaky rivers. One's going along the side of it, and one's going right through the middle of it that's full of mud. You can tell because it's brown.
Flooded by mud.
Flood. Huge mud flood, right?
Mud flood.
So imagine one of these mud floods hitting your city. You'd be fucked. It would cover everything.
You're fucked.
All right.
Mud flooded.
Pee so bad.
Not allowed. You're not allowed. You're not allowed in the mud flood. If things are flooded, you're not allowed to pee because you have no time to flee.
To the point now already where I have to drain off the first part of my pee because it's so, it's been sitting in me so long.
You must save your pee and send it
highly
to
toxic, so I have to pee off the first 10 seconds of it and grab the rest of the stream, the clear part of it. It's very complicated when you hold your pee, man. Very complicated.
Take the clean pee, and send it to Patty. P.O. Box 305 782 Houston, Texas. The rest you know. Send the clean pee. Any blood. If you have blood, please send the blood. It's even better.
Wow. Dude,
you can't go between Russia and America. It's like there's no such thing. Alaska it's not in Canada. It's not, dude. Alaska is in America, bro. Like, it's not in Canada. Alaska doesn't actually exist.
When I was a kid, I was taught that Alaska was bought off of Canada for $1 an acre.
It was.
Now that I'm grown up and I'm awake, I'm hearing the narrative that Alaska was actually bought off of the Russians. So which story is true? Right? Which story is true? I was taught that it was Canada's land, and now I'm being told by these people that
as
it
an
was
American,
bought off Russia.
I'm going to tell you that you're delusional. That Alaska is actually connected to America, and that Canada really doesn't exist.
Yeah,
and it's a state. Like, if you drive to Seattle, you go to Mark Sargent's house. He has a portal straight to Alaska, which leads you straight to Russia. Underground tunnel, boom. You'll meet with Elon Musk. We'll be there. Patty's there. Everyone's there. Boom. Tunnel. Russia, Africa, Europe, back, home, Seattle, New Orleans, Kalamazoo. Bam. You're back at home. I mean, Alaska is America, and Canada is America too. I mean, like, Canada is the land of, Indians.
I think it's the Columbian Empire, Johnny. That's what we're living in now. We're living in the Columbian Empire. The Columbian Empire wiped out the Tartarian Empire. I'll be right back. I gotta pee.
All right. Well, if you can see, if anyone's watching, look real closely. Look at the land. You'll see fractal, whatever it is, but it's electrical impulses. You see this within science. This is science. You take some shit, you zap it with electricity. The pattern you get is the same that you see in the rivers and the land of the earth. And that's pretty interesting. Like, it's just like a mega like lightning or some shit. It's like David Bowie's like all over singing, like, shoot me in the left eye with lightning so I can like make a river or some shit. Doesn't make any sense. So I don't know what to do. Like, I don't want lightning. I don't want to make rivers. I guess I just want to get through the day. So many shills, like, Oh man, taking over the world. What are you gonna do? It's Shillville. Everywhere you go, it's Dark City. Can't go nowhere. Can't do nothing. I mean, gotta have one more beer, I guess, because there's no choice. It's dark. It's Dark City. I mean, no one has their memory left. There's only like 3 people around that know what's going on. You're all alone. I mean, it's really, really, really true. Look at this. They thought California was an island for hundreds of years. Like California was an island. Believe that shit? Did you know the longest bridge is in New Orleans? I mean, Louisiana.
What?
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 Kalamazoo. I don't know.
Oh, you want me to go to Kalamazoo?
No, I don't.
Great
Yeah,
Lakes look like a palm tree, don't they?
yeah.
Let's see if there's any scars in the Great Lakes. I don't see any roads in the Great Lakes.
Whoa, buddy. There should be towns. There's towns in these lakes, dude. Old towns.
Here's some pieces of land here in the middle, some islands. So that tells you there is mountains.
Well, supposedly before you get to Chicago, it was called something else.
See, they don't let you see much in the Great Lakes area. They blew it all out on you. So we got Lonely Island out here. Just a little old island, Lonely Island. Northeastern Manitoulin and the Islands. 2 reviews. Oh. Wow, I can go right to Google on this. What? That's pretty sweet.
I guess spinning ball theory is better. You know, like maybe we go back to spinning ball evolution theory. We'll be happier.
I can zoom out and give the ball earth freaks some joy. Here we go. Let's see here. There, I'll make it spin. Watch. There you go. Look at space spinning behind them. Look. Oh. I got them. Let's go to Mars for them. We can go to Mars.
Let's do a Mars Google Mars. Holy shit. This is a real thing? There you go. Fred Jones. You're back. I'll undo you, Fred Jones. I got Mars here for you, buddy. Hold on. Wait.
Oh, look, there's people on Mars already. Look, the most majestic dune field on Mars, and they got a couple of explorers there
what
already.
Is
look.
that shit? Holy shit.
The greatest concentration of such sand dunes girdles the North Polar ice fields. It is the greatest and perhaps the largest tract of such dunes anywheres in the solar system.
Where's Rocklover? We need Rocklover right now.
I know. He would know so much about this. Yeah, we got 2 more people. 2 more people tracking on here. Look, there's even a flag on Mars. Look.
Where?
There's some people here. Look, man.
What is that default? The straight line shit. Man, that's not real, dude. What the fuck? What is going on with this shit? Is this
That's
New
where the Viking
Mexico?
lander landed.
This is New Mexico.
Zoom in. So if the rover landed here, we should get some good vision, good view of
IPS
it.
is there. I think IPS lives in New Mexico.
You zoom into Mars, and this is what you get on Mars. Look,
Whoa.
and it just keeps going in like that.
That's awesome.
Look at that.
I love Mars.
That's beautiful. I mean, wouldn't you want to live there? Like, come on, man.
What the fuck is that? It's like
We got bull hair here. Let's check out bull hair. And after this, we'll go to bull nuts. Look at that. Like, come on, NASA.
it's a volcano on Mars.
It's like a crater, maybe? I don't know, man. I don't know what it is, buddy. I'll make a spin for the ball freaks. Where do we want to go? Pick a spot on the map.
Straight
Right
lines everywhere.
there. Yeah.
Weird. This
Okay,
is
there we go.
Mars. This is supposed to be
Got some
Mars.
straight lines going across here on Mars. Look at that. There you go. Not much on Mars. But I mean, if you're not happy with Mars, I mean, I can take you even further.
You have
Okay.
more planets?
Man, I can go anywhere in the universe that you want to go, buddy.
Damn.
There's our own universe right there. I got a bird's eye view of it. There's a schoolhouse out here, and there's lots of pretty stars.
You must
You
know
know.
Patty.
Beautiful.
You must be
Beautiful.
friends
Get
with
rid of all
Patty.
the writing.
You must be friends with Mark. How else would you be able to do all this fantastic stuff?
Oh, man. I wrecked it. I wrecked space. I erased it. Just disappeared on me. Space is gone. I can't re-click it. Let's see.
That's how we know, man.
I destroyed space. I'll go back to the moon for a second. Now I'll go back to space. And I wrecked it. All right, here we go. Let's zoom into space. What happened to space?
Come on, bring space back, dude.
Doesn't look fun anymore. There's some kind of weird writing here in space. What is
Space.
that? Pluto.
Space. 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 Star Wars. Star
I
Trek.
broke space.
Star Wars. Star Trek.
I broke space.
Space.
Let's look at how they predict the sunlight across the landscape. Watch this. This is neat. So you can scroll the sunlight. Now, this is what they're saying is happening. Nova Scotia is a 4-hour time difference from where I'm at in BC, which means it gets darker 4 hours faster in Nova Scotia than it does here. But it's also daylight at the same time here as in Nova Scotia for a majority of the day. And it's also daytime here the same time it's daytime at Dex's house in Australia. So let's use Australia as an example. Where's Australia at? Way over here. All right. So it's dark in Australia right now, but it's daylight. It's just being daylight in BC right now, according to this one.
Mm.
All right, so it's getting dark. It's dark in BC now, and it's light in Australia. So we'll fast forward it a bit. Try to get a view here. Okay, so you can see BC, it's dark. Australia's daylight. Now, just when the sun's coming up in Australia, yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Their own model is wrong.
So you're saying there's no way for the sun to be up?
In Australia and BC at the same time. They're too far apart.
Yeah.
Right. And the globe, yeah. I understand it. I don't know what I'm trying to accomplish here. I'm just exploring space, that's all.
No, you're
Using
good. I think you came up with a good fucking question. Like, how is this working? Unless there's a dome that's reflecting the sunlight. Because you see how it lights everything up. Like, even when there's clouds above your head, like, the whole place is lit up. Like, there's something else going on besides the sun. Like, because you go outside and everything's lit up, but there's just clouds over your head and it's just dark. You can't see the sun, but yet everything's lit the fuck up.
yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know either. Science just tells us we're stupid and we're idiots and we're teethless and we're ignorant and we don't know what we're talking about. And we need to go back to school, and they got no answers, no real answers, right? They send people like Bill Nye and Neil Tyson deGrasse treat us like we're little kids, man. It's disgusting because they can't admit the Earth is flat because they've sunk too much money into this beast system, man.
Bro, right? Those are our scientists. Like Bill deGrasse, Nice and Tyson is your god. Or your daddy. I'm sorry. Is your dad. Our father, who art and science, is Bill deGrasse, Nice, Tyson. I don't know, but you're right. They're actors, bro. They're acting. Are those lines in the ocean, or what are you looking at?
Looking at the moon, the dark side of the moon.
You're not allowed to look at the dark side of the moon.
Yeah.
That's not. You're not allowed to do that.
Here's where I think this is what we're seeing. Moon impact probe.
What the fuck?
Wow. What's with all the bright light? Wow. Look at that. So the moon, wow. That's such shit poor quality. You can't even tell what it is. Why is it that one place, wow, just where they struck the moon to make it ring like a bell?
That's fucking retarded.
Oh, here's the dark side of the moon again. Let's make the dark side of the moon bright. There we are.
Google has Google Moon, Google Mars, Google everything.
Google everything.
Google Mars.
Google space.
You broke Google space.
Yep. It's busted.
Google Mars, Google Moon. Like, their planes don't go that far. They can't get the moon that well. It's probably all made up. It's probably all just CG.
Yeah. You know, one thing I liked about the mud flood thing, they got into the Milky Way, the Great Rift, right? Because that's what it was called before modern science calls it the Milky Way. It was called the Great Rift. They had to downplay it and make it sound stupid. Called it the Milky Way, right? So they get into that too. And I think that's interesting because we don't know exactly what that is. It's like a big tear in the sky, man. That's what it looks like, literally. With your naked eye, it looks like a tear. So Yeah. Anyway, I get tired, man.
Well, it's been a good show, and I want to thank you for coming on. We can end it right now, but
I kind of have to because I broke space, man. I'm devastated.
you broke space, and I think they're going to come after you for breaking the space and seeing the lines between the two.
Yeah. Anyway.
But we'll do another show this week. I feel we have pressure, and we have to come up with nominations and categories and all that shit. So,
Yeah, it'll come.
all right, buddy. It was a
It'll
good
happen.
show.
I'll do that all on one day. You watch. I'll just get an inspiration and I'll do it, and it'll get done. You'll see.
Shill's advice. Shill's advice. But yeah, all right, man.
I'm gonna pass out. All right, buddy. Good night, everybody. Good night, Tom. See you later, strangers.
There's.